and I will do the same in a moment. Welcome to the Be a CEO live show. I am Michi Renee. Welcome. Drop a hashtag live or replay and let me know if you're watching live or on the replay. Welcome to my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and my Clubhouse family. We are all grooving. Welcome to the live. We are talking today about let's get visible. Yes. So y'all bear with me 1 second. Let me get all the logistics going here. Get my Clubhouse people in. I am streaming on every platform that I am on today, inside my Facebook group, on YouTube, on my Facebook profile, Instagram, and Clubhouse. Your girl has it all going, covering all bases today. So for those of you who do not know me, the Be a CEO live show, what that means is balanced entrepreneur, action-oriented, Christian, empowered, and on the money. That's what Be a CEO stands for. I am Michi Renee. I am a business and monetization coach. I help Christian women to build and grow profitable online businesses, nonprofits, or ministries so that they can have the life they love in the business, ministry, or nonprofit they desire. And so most of us who are running online businesses, our main mode of connection is online. And if you are running an online business, you need to be visible. So today we are going to talk about several different ways on how you can be visible online. So how you can be visible online. I apologize, I'm doing so many things at once. So we're going to talk about 11 things you can do to make yourself more visible online. So way number one is have a website. And I am definitely going to be the first person to say that this is not the main thing or the first thing or the only thing you need in your business. We're talking about ways to get visible. So I'm not saying that you need to go out and, build a website, but we're talking about visibility at this point. So keep in mind, we're talking about being visible. So with having that website, that's going to allow you to create a hub where people can come and find all of your information, whether you actually have digital products, you have courses, people can sign up for your email list. Your website is a good place to send people to, and that's a good place for visibility, especially if you have SEO'd it. That's not a word, but I'm making it up. If you have SEO'd your website, that will organically build visibility for you as well, because people are just typing in keywords and your website and or landing page is coming up from those searches. Also with that, you could gain visibility on Pinterest. Most people do not realize that Pinterest is a search engine. So basically, Pinterest is if Google and Instagram had a baby, it would be Pinterest, because Pinterest is searchable just like Google. So you use keywords and all that. So you can actually use Pinterest to build traffic going back to, let's say, your website or your blog. So that way number two to get visible is start a blog. If you like writing, storytelling, you can start a blog just about any and everything and bring people to that content. So let's just say that you want to start a food blog, or you want to start a health and wellness blog, or you want to start a travel blog. That is a way to get more visible online. You don't have to do the blog every day. You don't have to do it every week. It's up to you. So if you tell your audience you put out weekly blog posts, or you put out monthly blog posts, or you put out daily blog posts, or you do it twice a month, it's really up to you. And your blog can be a page, a landing page on your actual website. So now you have a website, and now you have a blog that's being housed on your website, which is also bringing more visibility and more traffic to your actual products and services, or whatever it is that you're doing. I highly recommend that if you have a website, you definitely need to have an opt-in page. The freebie, lead magnet, those are some of the other words that people use to describe that. Offer content upgrades. So what is a content upgrade, you might be asking? If you've read a blog post and at the end it asks you to grab a PDF related to the topic that you just read about, or a checklist, a cheat sheet, something like that. Content upgrades are very powerful when you do them right. In some cases, those content upgrades, sometimes people charge small amounts, $2, $3, $4, $5. Sometimes people do give them free. So basically, it's going to be the main points of whatever was in your blog, a concise checklist on how it works. It's almost like that irresistible offer. And in most cases, it gets people to opt into a paid offer, even if it's just a small, low ticket paid offer. Way number 4 to gain more visibility is to allow people to guest blog. So what that does is, when you allow people to guest blog, now you have the other person's audience on your website or on your blog. So let's just say whoever the person is that you allowed to guest blog has 10,000 people on their email list. Now that many more people are seeing your information, whether that's through an email list, whether that's through your blog, your website, however. So you have more and more people seeing your stuff when you're on, when you allow people to guest blog. It's kind of like being on Clubhouse when you allow someone to co-host with you. When you do that, you gain that person's audience. When they get on the stage, their people are pinged, and they know when to come into the room when that person is actually on stage. So it's kind of the similar concept. Join Facebook groups for visibility. I know for me personally, when I go into Facebook groups, I'm going in with a strategy. And the strategy that I'm going in with is to connect, and of course, to be seen and gain visibility. So the more people that see you on Facebook, that generally correlates to you get a lot of friend requests. Especially when people are seeing what you have to add is of value. People will seek you out on that platform. When you're going into Facebook groups, introduce yourself, help people out with your topic of expertise. Doing that consistently, people will start to associate your name to the niche, to that niche, and start tagging you as a go-to expert in your field. Kind of similar to the way things work on Clubhouse. When people hear that you have value, that you add value, and you know what you're talking about, people continue to come in and out of your rooms over and over and over again, and they tell other people, and then they start telling other people, and it just um, allows people to see your information more. It allows you to be seen, heard, and in most cases, it should be converting, whether you're getting people onto your email list, your text mail list, whether you're getting people reading your blog, purchasing your products and services. You definitely should have people doing those things from your expertise and the things that you are putting out there. So way number 6 to get visible is hop on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, YouTube Live, do live video, and share your knowledge. Even if you're just coming on to, it doesn't necessarily always have to be about business. You could just be coming on to connect, just to get to know people, just to add some value. Maybe you had a thought or something you wanted to share online, and you could do that through live video. It doesn't necessarily always have to be scheduled. I know for me personally, I schedule a lot of my live videos. So for example, like this one, the normal time for this is at 12:05 Central Time. But because we're having the open house on Clubhouse, I had to move it back to accommodate some other things. But normally this is at 12:05 Central Standard Time, and people typically know every week that I'm going to be bringing this live. So way number 7 to get visible is to pick a social media platform that you can dominate on. Where are your people hanging out? Is it Pinterest? Is it LinkedIn? Is it YouTube? Is it Facebook? Is it Clubhouse? Is it Instagram? Where are your people at? And I would say pick no more than 3 platforms and dominate those platforms. So for me right now, my platforms that I am working the most are going to be Clubhouse for sure, Instagram, and Facebook. I only recently, at the beginning of this year, maybe February, really started looking into LinkedIn to use that more and, see how people are actually using LinkedIn. But the reason that I say not to be on all platforms actively, because you can't effectively learn how to use all of them and be on there actively, because, it's time. And I know my personal preference right now is I prefer Clubhouse. So I'm putting a lot of my effort into that platform because I'm seeing a larger yield from Clubhouse than I am on some of the other platforms. So I'm going to stop talking for a moment, and I'm going to ask at this time if anyone has any questions, comments, anything that they would like to say or add before I finish up the rest of the points. Please feel free to do so. Drop them in the comments if you are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Please feel free to ask any questions that you may have. Nona, welcome to the stage. What do you have to say or add today?
Okay, thank you, Mickey. I had a question about blogging. Do you have any suggestions on what website to go to if you wanted to get a blog started?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I can help you with that. I currently have Bluehost, and I have a WordPress based blog. If you send me a DM, I can send you a code where you can get some monies off if you decide you want to start your blog. But basically, with your blog, it's just a matter of actually setting it up, and then being consistent on it. It's fairly easy. You would want to purchase your domain name, of course, for whatever you want to call the blog. And then if you decide you want to do it weekly, monthly, every day, every 2 days, just show up and do that consistently. Blogging is, I know there are people who that's their whole business, is they blog and they monetize off of their blog. So don't let people tell you that it's dead. No one's doing that anymore. That is absolutely not true. People do blog, and people are making money off of their blog. So if that's something you're interested in, I would say go for it. Do you have any other question that you would like to ask? I am Michi, and I'm done speaking.
I'm interested. The name that I'm kind of bantering around is the name that I picked for my room, Booked, because that's a good. Booked can have a double meaning, and from what I've heard, that whole literary tourism, books and literature theme is so good. So that's what I'm kind of bantering around in my head. And of all the ways to get visible, that seems like the one that for me would be the most apropos. Because I like to write. I like to speak, read, and write. And doing lives is not something that I'm too comfortable with right now. So the blogging seems like the thing that would be the most apropos for me. So I'm just bantering that around in my head. So of all the things that you've mentioned so far, the blog is the one. When a dog really into something, his ears perk up. That's the one that got my ears kind of perked up.
Yeah, I totally get it. And that's the whole purpose of having a visibility strategy, because not one thing is going to work for every person. And you pick and choose the things that are going to work for you. Some people like to do YouTube. So that's another visibility strategy, is creating YouTube videos, because you don't technically have to show up live. You just create your video content and you actually upload that video content right to YouTube. So it's another strategy. A podcast is another visibility strategy. You said you like to talk. So podcasting may be a way for you to incorporate that into your business model to get visible. Lots of people that do podcasts, they don't do live video. Hence the reason they do podcast. So for me, I do have a podcast as well, and I do live video. And I don't think I've mentioned it very much on Clubhouse. If anyone on Clubhouse, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, if anyone is interested in being on my podcast, I'm always looking for podcast guests. So please go to my Instagram and click the link in my bio and schedule yourself to get on the Doing Business with God podcast. We would love to have you on there. The podcast, we are now on episode 35, I believe. Fairly new podcast. It came out in November. So if anyone is looking to get visible, be seen, come on my podcast. Just putting that out there. So another way is to host a webinar. Webinars are excellent for building brand awareness, for credibility, and for building up your email list. You can get people into your webinar, or Zoom call, or whatever platform you're using. It doesn't necessarily have to be a webinar. It's just any virtual platform. So let me say that. You can promote that on social media. You can promote it on your Facebook page. And, you could also do some Instagram or Facebook ads as well to get more people and traffic to it. Also, if you had a co-host, that's one more way to get your webinar visible, because now that person is also helping you build up your audience. They are promoting it to their audience, and now your reach for that webinar is even further. You can be a guest on someone's virtual summit as well, conference, a retreat, anything like that. All these ways help you gain visibility for your brand. You could also reach out to podcasters, as I mentioned, other people who have podcasts. Also, don't be afraid to pay for opportunities. Speaking opportunities come up. Podcasts come up. A lot of podcasts are not free. They do charge a fee to come on. Don't be afraid to pay for opportunities. Magazines, being a guest writer, like all kinds of things. There's a lot of different ways to get yourself visible. So, like I said, one thing does not fit every person and doesn't lend to being on certain platforms. One other way is to go local. Do local conferences, events, meetups, networking events. I know that, we've been under quarantine due to COVID and that, but it seems like some things are starting to come back. So don't be afraid to connect in your local area. I know sometimes we feel like we're an online business, but yes, we're an online business. However, you still can leverage your local community there, and to bring more awareness and visibility to your business. I know a few months ago, one of the local magazines here, one of the local newspapers here wrote a story on me, and it appeared locally. And that just allowed people in my local community to know all the great things that I have been doing, both in my business and my nonprofit and some of the other stuff, that I do as well. So I'm going to take a pause break here for a moment. And I'm going to invite anyone up who has any questions, comments, anything that they would like to say or add, any questions they may have. Patricia, Robin, I invite you ladies to come up. So please raise your hand. If anyone on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube have a question or a comment, please drop it in the comments and let me know. I would love to connect with you. So Emma, Nona, do you ladies have any questions or comments at the moment? I am Michi and I'm done speaking.
I'm sorry, you asked if I had another question.
I'm sorry, Nona, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I was wondering if you asked if I had another question.
Yes, I did. I was asking if anyone on the stage had any other questions or comments, anything they wanted to say or add before I kept going.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't know, Robin or...
Thank you so much.
Robin or Laura want to come up, but I'm good on questions. It's Nona and I'm passing the mic.
Awesome. Thank you. Patricia, welcome to the stage. What is your comment or question today as it relates to what we've been speaking about today?
Hi, this is Trisha. First of all, I just wanted to say that I came in to support your room and support you and what you're doing. You're giving a lot of great advice over a number of different topics. So I want to thank you for that. I wanted to ask, you mentioned blog posts, Pinterest, and so forth as being vehicles for not only visibility but monetization. And I wanted to know, how does that work? Like, if you have a blog, what is the mechanism that allows you to generate income from that? Are you seeking out specific businesses or services to advertise on your page, or is there another way to do that? I am Patricia, and I am complete.
Absolutely, Patricia. Some of these bigger blogs, they actually have brand partnerships. They have businesses that have ad space. They use AdSense. They have sponsored posts. They have guest bloggers that pay to come on to be a guest blogger. So they're monetizing it all the way around. One of my people that I like, her name is Elaine Rao, and she has a huge blog. It's hundreds of thousands of people. And she has a guest blogging program that I have looked in before. And to be a guest blogger on hers, I think she charges anywhere from $250 to $500 for people to be a guest blogger. But she has a huge audience of people that you can reach if you guest blog for her. So it really just depends. There's lots of different ways you can monetize on a blog. And the way that most of them are doing it is through brand partnerships, through ads and sponsorships and all of the above. So the way that Pinterest works is Pinterest drives traffic. It's URL based. So basically, you could have a pin on your Pinterest account and it go back to your website, because I use Pinterest, and Pinterest is something that just never goes away. So literally, if someone searched, because I did a lot of sales around Black Friday, excuse me, for some of my digital products. And let's just say if someone searched on Pinterest Black Friday and my offers came up 5 years from now, because Pinterest is based on a URL, it's driving it to some kind of website, landing page, anything with a URL address. So it's just going to continue to keep going back and back and back and back every time someone searches it and it comes up in the search function, in the search feature. So that's kind of how Pinterest works. And that could be massive traffic back to your website, depending on how well you manage your Pinterest account. I know people that's all they use is Pinterest in their business. So that's their strategy and their tactic. And I will say that you can see some massive growth on Pinterest really quickly when you're doing that. So it is a kind of a longer term game, but it's the strategy that's going to always keep on giving, just because Pinterest is a search engine. So I hope that answered your question. Please let me know if you have any follow-up questions on that. I would love to. I would love to hear from you. My name is Michi, and I am complete.
Hi, this is Patricia. Yes, I do have a follow-up question to that. Are there certain types of businesses that are better geared towards these different sorts of platforms? In other words, Would someone who is selling, let's say, T-shirts, have a better chance of monetizing or increasing traffic being on Pinterest versus being on Instagram versus being on YouTube? I guess the question is certain platforms better geared toward specific types of businesses? My name is Patricia, and I'm complete.
That is absolutely correct, Patricia. Different businesses are better on different platforms. So in my personal opinion, if you were selling t-shirts, you would definitely want to be on a visual platform. So a visual platform is definitely going to be Instagram and Pinterest, absolutely. You could use the Pinterest to drive it back to wherever it's leading the people to buy your product. And because Instagram is visual, you would, take your photos and put them on your Instagram account. But that's just an example of that. But yes, it does depend on the type of business, who your audience is, who your customer is, who your market is, as to where your people are hanging out. Absolutely. Definitely want to make sure that you are checking that out. So, for example, it also boils down to demographics as well. So if you're looking for people who are under 40, so that would be like millennials, Gen Z, you definitely aren't going to want to look for them on Facebook. That's not where they're going to be hanging out. You're going to want to look for them on Instagram, on Snapchat, on Reels, on TikTok, those kind of platforms. They're definitely not going to be on Facebook. And if they are, it's few and far between. So it's really knowing your target market, knowing your target audience, and actually creating. That's part of your branding. Those are things that I help with in my business. So if you definitely need help with, branding and all that, definitely reach out. I can help you with that. But okay. So moving right along. So I know a lot of people have trouble with ads. And so I'm not an ad expert. However, it is a way for you to get visibility through Facebook ads. And you can do so very inexpensively, especially if you're doing just like branding, like awareness type ads. You don't have to be doing conversion ads and you don't have to be selling something. You could just be doing brand awareness. And that is a way for people to see you. Even if you don't have anything that you're selling at the moment, you're just trying to get eyes and visibility on your business. So I hope that these tips have been helpful. If you are needing assistance, if you are needing help with a visibility strategy, DM me, click the link in my bio, go to my website and schedule your free difference maker call. I would love to consult with you and help you get visible on social media. I'm going to leave it open for a couple minutes to see if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, issues, anything that they would like to say or add before we conclude today's Be a CEO live show. I'm going to come to my Clubhouse audience. Emma, Nona, Patricia, Robin, anyone have anything that they would like to say or add before we conclude today?
Yes, I just want to know, it looks like Be a CEO is an acronym, and I was wondering what that stood for.
Yes, it is an acronym. You must have came in after I said it, but it means balanced entrepreneur, action-oriented, Christian, empowered, and on the money. So that's what the Be a CEO stands for. Thanks for asking that. Robin, welcome to the stage. What question or comment would you like to say or add today? Robin, sorry, Nona, I thought you were finished. Okay. All right, Robin, go ahead.
I heard somewhere recently where people said to write like an email every single day, and I thought, shoot, I'm just getting good at doing it 3 times a week. What is your take on that? And do you like repurpose the information and just kind of break it down in different ways in each platform?
Yes, I repurpose. I definitely repurpose. So pretty much I repurpose my content across all platforms and I just tweak it for the platform that it's on. So whatever, so this week we've been talking about visibility. So it'll be going across on stories, it will be showing up on my feed, it will be podcasts, it'll be lives, it'll be all kinds of different trainings and different things. So I repurpose my content. I don't write emails every day. And to be honest with you, if when you sign them up for your email list, if you didn't say you were sending them daily emails, I wouldn't be sending them daily emails. They signed up, if they signed up for a weekly newsletter, then you send them a weekly newsletter. If they signed up for daily emails, then you send them daily emails. I personally don't tend to send out daily emails. Now there are certain times of the year where people will get daily emails, like, Black Friday sales and, different stuff like that. But typically I don't send emails every day. I'm kind of like you. I might send them 2 or 3 times a week. And that is just based on personal preference and what you said when they signed up for their freebie. That's how often you should be emailing them.
Okay. Thank you for that clarity.
You are so welcome. So I thank you guys for tuning in to the Be a CEO live show. We will see you back again next week at the normal time at 12:05 Central Standard Time. And of course, it's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Clubhouse. So get clear, got strategy, secure the bag. I am Michi Renee. Have the most amazing day ever. Bye.